The Parthenon was built by the Greeks in 447 BC to 438 BC. It was a temple for Athena, goddess of wisdom. This temple was built on top of another temple that was destroyed by the Persians. The Parthenon was built in honor of their patron goddess, Athena the Virgin, and Parthenon actually means virgin in ancient Greek. This is one of the most famous buildings of the world and one of the most famous surviving Greek temples. The Parthenon served many different purposes throughout history, like a mosque, a treasury, a fortress, a church, and of course as a temple used by the Greeks. One very large financial difficulty the Greeks had while building the Parthenon was the transportation of the stone from Mount Pentelicus, which was about 16 kilometers from Athens. The Parthenon was built under the supervision of the sculptor Phidias, who had some say in the sculpted designs. Pericles was the architect that controlled everything during the building and was, in the 5th century BC, the leading Athenian politician. The sculpture of Athena was made by Phidias. Unfortunately, later on the sculpture was stolen. The Acropolis was the highest hill in Athens, and was where the Parthenon was built. Acropolis actually means highest city in ancient Greek. It can also be considered to be a sacred rock which protected the city, according to other sites. The Acropolis was a place to worship gods and celebrate while having festivals. This is also where the Athenians went when their enemies reached Athens. There are 3 types of columns that the Greeks used most. The first and most common is the Doric column, which has a plain design at the top and is used in the Parthenon in Athens. The second type is the Ionic column, which has a scroll design at the top. The third type of column is the Corinthian column, which has a very complex design with what is supposed to look like inverted bells, laurel, olive, and acanthus leaves. These many columns are used throughout Greece. The columns in the picture are Corinthian columns. The Greek stoa was used for many different things for different seasons. It had 2 rows of columns, one on top of the other, that held up the roof with a wall on one of its sides. Some uses the Greek stoa served were practical and ornamental. It could be used as a shopping center, a judicial, and a promenade from the cold winter wind and the heat of the summer sun. It could also be used as a boundary marker. This is the architecture of ancient Greece.